There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. Good times, sunshine, gonna be here in no time now. Bad times, gray skies, push them all away, turn them upside down. You're gonna break new ground, turn everything around. You're gonna live your life. There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. Beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true. A beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Booga Box live stream. It's Monday night, Medium Project Monday. We're going to actually start working on scale mail ties here shortly, but I do thank everybody for joining us live or watching us later. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, the likes, all that good stuff. We are about an hour and a half early tonight. We're starting at 6 o'clock tonight. It's Monday Night Football. Chiefs are playing tonight. I'm wearing my old Chiefs. Actually, this is my normal Sunday attire for working around the house on a Chiefs Sunday. And I was busy today, so decided to go ahead and keep it on right now. I might change real quick before the game. It kind of depends on how much time I have. I'll be rushing around when we get done doing the stream to get ready. But go Chiefs. That's going to be my Monday. So, again, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Had a pretty productive weekend. Got some things done. Yesterday I kind of laid off here and there, but I did get some other things done. Right now I guess you can see on the other screens, I'm cleaning up scales. Yeah, that one, I was worried about that one. So, I was hoping to have them done. I had a pile done that we could have started on our project for tonight, and I was like, well, I wanted to get the rest of these cleaned up. I was hoping to have more of them done before we actually got into doing the stream tonight. But I was like, well, you know, it is the process of chainmail. If you work with chainmail, you know the process you have to go through. If you haven't, when it comes to working with anything that's like this, scales or whatnot, it's a matter of cleaning them, make sure they're going to work, they're not scratched up. You're going to always have some a little bit, but you know, some that aren't quite punched right. Some are too scuffed up. I've got a couple over here. I don't know if we'll be able to show them on camera or not, but the orange, I have an orange one that's too scuffed up. I have several green ones and a couple silvers over there by the sink that were not punched right. So you got to go through each one, clean them up, make sure they're going to work for what you're going to do. Shouldn't have to worry about that coming with Steampunk Garage scales that I'm going to be getting here. I got the all-color pack she had, and looking forward to playing with them. I'll still have to get my TRL scales, but, oh, excuse me, going to limit what I use them for. But we're going to make these are extra large scales, extra large scales. We're going to make some extra large scale ties. They're quicker, simple, pretty easy. I'm going to make up several. I only have a couple, but the first one I'm going to do is a purple and green one. We're going to do it in the do it like a Joker style. I've actually sold a couple of those already. Requested. Actually, I guess I did have one in the booth too. So 3. So gonna do a couple of those. I'm gonna do some other colored ones. Right now I don't have any red. I'm working actually on a TRL order. I got my Steampunk Garage order done. Well, actually, I got 2 other things I'm going to order from there. I've got a TRL order I got to put in. I did get my chainmail Joe. Oh, can I get it without pulling out a chair? Oh, I've got, there's probably 5 pounds worth for a project that we haven't announced yet. We'll see how it goes. I'm still waiting on a couple things for that. that I had to get some other place. But and I do thank everybody for getting the kits and stuff. Tomorrow is actually going to be, normally it's a laser day, but tomorrow I'm going to have to kind of play it by ear, and we're going to work on, I'm going to coil up some more rings, make up some more kits. I finished up kind of what I could with what I currently had, so kind of getting more than I expected in a way. I mean, I'm glad to get them. So, gonna do some more up, get some more. If you're ordering the kits, once they go out of stock with what I currently have ready to go out right then, it goes into pre-order mode. At least I'm hoping that's how it works. Where you can still pre-order, lets me kind of know. If I start getting too many pre-orders that I think is going to put me back more than 3 days, then I'll probably pause it for a little bit to get caught up, but I don't think that's necessarily going to be a problem. Like I said, tomorrow my plan is to probably coil for a good 4 or 5 hours, and then do some cutting. Yeah, I don't like that one either. Had a lot of greens that got some sharp edges on it. I'm surprised I didn't notice it over there. Normally when I'm washing them, I'll notice the real bad burrs on them. That's one thing I guess you won't get with well, TRL's premiums, they clean those up beforehand too, but just not worth the price in my mind. But Steampunk Garage, when I played with hers when she was here in Kansas City, boy, they were nice and pretty, and it's like, ooh yeah, I'm gonna love those. Hopefully she'll get some bigger sizes too. Now, like I said, right now we're going to be working on a extra large scale ties. I'm going to make up, like I said, probably, I'm thinking at least 4 or 5. I'm going to do a couple in color with some stripes in them, and then a couple of the solid color. I wanted to do a Chiefs version, but I'm out of red, so I can't. So that's why I need to check on that. I need to actually check my other scale sizes before I do my order. I got all my rings done. I've got so many on my paper over there. It's pathetic. I went through all my rings today. I got I'm going to be putting these out there. If anybody's watching this or sees this the next couple of days, these are little boxes. I've used them for years with little insert boxes like this. They're like little tic-tac bot things. They have a little opening. Most of the time I just use them though as just pulling off the lids, putting my rings in, putting them back on there. I've got, I don't even know how many of these things I've got. I've got 12 sitting out here. I've got more that I've already put up. But I think I'm going to list some of those. I don't know how much yet. I don't even remember how much I paid for them. I think they were about $6 each. They're nice little things. They're just not working for what I got them for originally. I'm going to keep a handful for my bead collection that is slowly growing, and some of my smaller items. But yeah, and these oranges, they're just overly dirty. Overly dirty. So the only thing that sucks about scale stuff is there's not a whole lot of suppliers out there. A few others I've actually tried that I won't even attempt again. But Steampunk Garage, I'm not worried about those. And I still need to work out. We were working on a small scale tie a long time ago. I still have half of it done, but I haven't figured out how I want to finish it yet. Because like I talked about it before, it wants to curl up on me into a circle instead of being more of a flat tie, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm using proper ring sizes and everything, but I might have to change up a few things. I've tried to put edging on it to help it stabilize it. Didn't seem to really help it much, so that one I still have to play with a little bit, but I've got so many things I want to play with, guys. It's never ending. It looks like we're going to have our next event on November 12th, I think. 12th or 14th. It's a Saturday. On one of those 2 days it is. Down here at Park Hill High School. I guess it's the north one. It's up here on Berry Road if you're in Kansas City area. It's their first year doing this one, so I don't expect a whole lot of foot traffic compared to some of the other ones we do. But, you know, I was talking about last week, if you get in the door, you're there, and you keep coming back, you know. Not saying you get perks, but you kind of get perks in a way, you know. Once they realize, okay, this is one that comes all the time, you know. Not, and we kind of get that on a lot of the places we go to, not necessarily perks, but, you know, they know we've been there, so, you know. Kind of helps. So we're going to do that one. It'll be the first one for them doing that one. And then the first Saturday in December, whatever, I don't even know the date of that one yet. I need to get it fully finalized, but that'll be the next craft fair we do at Winnetonka. And that'll wrap up our season, I think. A little light. Started a little late this year, kind of getting stuff going, but things starting to pick up now. Hopefully the beginning of this next year, you know, if I can get out and get into some in March, April, to start the season would be good. And if things go well, I would really still like to get into a Renaissance Festival. Like I said, it's a little more high dollar one, but at the beginning of the year also I will be changing up my pricing on a lot of stuff. I hate changing prices, but I mean, a lot of the prices have been the same for years, even though price increases on everything, and I just, you know. And then again, I don't have a minimum wage per se I do things at. I normally try to plug around 15, 16 bucks an hour for most of my work. That fluctuates a little bit depending on what it is I'm doing, etc. But some of my prices still reflect the $7 an hour price tags. So I need to go through and do some major reworking after the Christmas holidays this year. I figured I'll just let them go how they are now. Because again, I don't like to buy, I mean, you have to put into your pricing when you're making stuff how much you're going to make off of it so you can remake that item again. So, I mean, you have to put that in there, and the prices change from when I first bought some of these things to the other, but a lot of the stuff I still currently have is still priced at that, partially because that's what I also bought it at. It was cheaper at the time when I bought it. Now, once I sell that item and I have to rebuy it, it's going to cost me more to rebuy the materials again to do it. But something you have to keep in mind when you're trying to figure out your pricing and everything, because I get told quite often that I need to bring my prices up, and I probably do. I always just, I don't know. I don't want to bring them up too much because a lot of people have sales, and if you've been here and you've heard me talk about it before, I hate sales. I mean, I take advantage of sales myself, but I don't want to have my stuff priced where I can put it on sale all the time, where I feel like that should be my normal price. If I can put it on sale, that should just be the normal price and just don't have sales. So, I mean, I probably get a little, you know, people, I have had a few ask me, you ever have sales? No. And then I kind of explain that to them, you know, why I don't have sales. And where my price points are, so that's why I don't have sales. I thought about it, but like I said, I don't know. Sales have always drove me nuts. I take advantage of myself, but to me, you know, when that TV goes on sale, we're not talking Black Friday sales and all that, the crazy sales they put out there, but the every week sales that they put things on when they mark something down, you know, $7, $10 off of a $30, $40 item. To me, that's just, I know you're getting them in there to buy other stuff, but I don't know, it drives me nuts. Because I purposely will not buy extra stuff when I'm drawn in because of a price on something. Like I said, I take advantage of them, but man, these orange ones are just, I don't have any plan right off the bat for an orange one, even though orange and black would be a good one for Halloweeny. If you need a Halloweeny tie. Yeah, these are taking a lot longer than I planned on doing. Well, we're only, what, 15 minutes in? Yeah. So, I mean, not bad, but they needed to be done. I wanted to get them all done, but I wanted a good group so I can just kind of plow through. Is I might work on a little bit tonight during the game, but highly doubtful. I have a hard time working on chainmail in a football game. They don't work together. I can watch basketball, golf, racing. I can watch a lot of others in chainmail, but I can't do my football and chainmail at the same time. It just doesn't work. Either I'll screw up what I'm working on. It's got an ugly dent in it because of that, or I'll miss a play and have to watch the replay. So normally it's like I'll work up till game time and I'll work right after game time. And a few other games here and there I'll watch, but I'm not, I don't watch a whole lot of other games like I used to. It used to be anytime there's a game on, I was watching one game or another. Not so much anymore, no particular reason. I guess the biggest reason is I'm just busier now. Like I said, if I got things to do and orders to take care of, I'd much rather do that. And so it's like, I will put off time for the Chiefs game, but that is it. Alrighty, so let me go ahead and move these out of the way. Like I said, we got a good little group to start with here. We're only going to use some of them, like I said. I think I'm going to start with these purple and green and do a Joker version. I don't know if I'll need any more purple or not. I meant to wash up some more purple, but I didn't. The turnover on these weren't too bad. Like I said, I had more that had rough edges that didn't make it past stage 1 than I did stage 2 when I wipe them down, clean them up. But that's always the thing. Got to go through them, check them all, make sure not scratched up, all that good stuff. So let me move this on out of our way. And I need some pliers. So a little unprepared for the early start. I knew I was starting early, but I got more orders that came in, so I was taking care of those. I never did move over and change our camera, though. You were looking at the ugly old face cam all that time. I apologize. Though I can't replace your monitors if I broke them. Alrighty. Move you guys up on over here. I guess it don't have to stack well. I just need them there to use. Get us out a handful of ringy wings. Start going to town. Alrighty, let's see here. I think I started. I'm just going to give me a quick layout here. Was it this size? I think I went every other one. Yeah, I think we're going to go back and forth. Just have a green stripe, purple stripe, green stripe, purple stripe all the way down. I think that's what we're going to do. Alrighty. There's our plan, and now we're going to tackle the plan. Though I will have to still, I normally do an edging with colored rings to match. I don't know if I will on these or not. I don't know yet. I don't have them out, but edging is one of those things I'll do at the end anyway, so we'll just work on doing this. And now I do want to, I don't think, not sure if I have any viewers here tonight or not, but I got to give a shout out to Larry and Peg. They were the first two that got the wormhole cube kit, and they built them over the weekend and posted pictures. It was awesome to see. I think they kind of pushed a little bit today with the little rush of some orders that I had, so nice. Wasn't expected, but I love seeing when it comes to the. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of things out there that I consider mine per se, but I do like seeing them when I do. When I released my chain yins out there years ago, it was awesome whenever people post a chain yin picture. It's like, there's one, there's another one. You know, because I've made them in different versions, different styles. Other people have expanded on it and done some other things. So, and I talked about it, but Make Good Chain Yin did get sold at the last event. I didn't plan on it, but somebody asked about it. I kind of gave a price on it. They said okie dokie, so I said okie dokie. So yeah, that kind of threw me. But so I plan on doing another one, but I already planned on that anyway at some point. I didn't have his party hat with, or his Santa hat with me, though, to sell with it, but and that would bring the price up. I don't know if they would have wanted to go that high more for the hat on it, but look over here. I gotta love scales. I do enjoy scales. They are fun. It's just per scale, time wise, when you're getting there, ring count or ring time wise, it's always a little slower than when you're doing a 4-in-1, but everything will be a little slower than when you're doing a 4-in-1. Alright, so on to the next. Oh, I need purple over here. Which I do have, I got an order today, though this one's going to take me a little bit. They wanted a flower. They found a picture somewhere of a scale mail flower that I've actually never seen, which kind of surprised me. I've seen a lot. Some of the other pictures that were around it, I've seen, I've made. This one I'd never seen or made, so I'm like, give me a little bit, see if I can find out some more information on it. But I should be able to. I mean, it's just a matter of figuring out what's what on it. So I guess that's a tentative order. I need to do some searching on that later tonight, but like I said, it's going to be a busy night. It's been kind of a busy day. Oh, you know what I forgot? Turn up the music before I start singing to myself. Nobody wants to hear me sing. I would get kicked off the Gong Show. If anybody remembers the Gong Show, I guess that's kind of an age shower. I used to watch Gong Show as a kid. I remember watching that Gong Show and the dating game. Me and my mom, growing up, we used to watch those all the time. We used to bet a dime on the dating games, who would get picked. And what was the other? Oh, what was that other one? Wasn't the dating game? The honeymoon game? Was that what it was? It was newlywed game. Newlywed game, yeah. That's it. We used to watch that. I remember growing up watching those. Gong Show. Probably what made me crazy. Watching the Gong Show. Made me do this stupid stuff sometimes just to be stupid. Alright. And I should have pulled out one of my other ones. I forgot how long I made the last ones. I think they were about 18 inches. It's all kind of loosey-goosey right now as we add these in. When I start coming in and adding on my outside rings and pulling them together for my edging, it'll kind of pull it all up a little tighter and nicer and neater and prettier. It's kind of the process, though. Sometimes I'll put it on as I go, add the edging, but like I said, I'm not sure if I want to add colored edging or not. I will normally just use bright aluminum on the backside and then colored rings for my edging that'll poke out. But sometimes it's neat to see the edge being silver. It kind of pokes out a little bit more at you, makes you, want to look at it a little bit more, I think, in a way. So, what else we got going on this week? We got a football game tonight. Be back Wednesday night for a small project night. Still don't know what we're going to do yet on that. But, I gotta think of, there's a few things, there are things I need to do on the laser, but nothing that's needed is for our next event, because our next event will be our first door inside event in 3 years, 2.5 years. So once they went to indoor events during the pandemic, we kind of stopped doing those. So, and that fall we actually skipped it because we were sick, not with anything bad at the time though. It was just a normal sickness, so we had to skip that event the time before. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I screwed up. I screwed it up. And it's hot down here. It's kind of so cool here the last several days. Feels like it kind of, I think we're only like mid-70s, but after you're having the highs of 50s, at 70s, like, ooh, it's a little warm out today. Supposed to get a little rain in tonight, I think. Maybe some tomorrow. I know there's chances. It's supposed to go away. I was supposed to go up to Mo West for competition up there tomorrow. But wife has several doctor appointments tomorrow. And by the time they're done, I'm not going to have a chance to get up there. So I will not be making it to Mo West tomorrow for the band. Kind of sucks. Then we have one more competition. It's further away. I think it's the Trenton one. It's about a 2-hour drive probably. I'm still half tempted to maybe attempt it. It would be this coming Saturday. Just gonna have to play it by ear by then though and see how things are going. Why? I guess this is my mind. They're all going the proper way. It just felt weird. Alright, yeah. Alrighty. So the next one will be purple on this side, green on that one. I guess maybe if I slide some of this. I know I'm probably getting out of camera view now. Move up here. Hadn't had to worry about the camera view all weekend. I got nothing, well, I tell you, I got a line and a half done on the inlay since Thursday. But then I did have to move it up out of the way. I didn't think I was going to have to, but I did. With everything else that I had to put up, with emptying out these other boxes, going through my inventory so I can make orders. Like I said, I've got several orders I got to make between TRL, got my chainmail Joe stuff in, got some wire coming, so I've been busy just in a different way. Back of that scale's got a little line going across it, but it's fine on the front. Almost don't want to put it there, but it'll be fine on the back. Especially once you get it covered up with these others. Still want to figure out, who is it? Hannibal King, I think, he's figured out a way, and I know there's a mathematical way to do it, and I've done some testing and have kind of figured it out. My biggest problem is recreating it and doing it again. But putting scales with a picture on the scales, where you're filling up a whole scale with a picture, and you're adhering it to the scale, which I do with other things. But so when it moves, it kind of still is the picture, because if you were to put something over the whole thing, once you've got a unit done, you're going to have emptiness there. And he figured out a way to do it underneath, so it's a matter of the separation between the scale and be able to print out the part, put on that part, and or laser edge. And so I want to figure out how he does that, because there's some cool ideas that I've been wanting to do. And I thought about it a long time ago, and it's just, we got so preoccupied with so much other stuff. Like I said, fitting everything in sometimes is a little bit insane. I don't know about you all, but at least for me. Okay. I guess it wasn't fully opening, but it was catching. I'll probably do some more cleaning up of the rest of these scales, because I got these a little while back and I haven't cleaned them all up. Like I said, I normally clean up all my rings when I get them from TRL. And I don't necessarily have to from other places. Chain Reaction's another place I'm getting ready to do some order. I just need some more sizes and colors, I think. But I'm going to slowly get some of theirs, add to the collection, you know, and it does change the price point again on what you're doing. You know, TRL rings, because I have to put in the time cleaning it and stuff, they are cheaper, but then I'm spending more time on the ring. And vice versa, when you get good rings that you don't have to clean, I'm still have it for them to clean them, so I'm still taking a bit of time, but I definitely don't have to take nearly as much time. Once I start, I'm like, oh yeah, these are already clean. I don't have any of the shavings, you know, to get sifted out or anything like that. And, so it makes it kind of nice. But yeah, I've got to get that going this week. It's going to be a bit busy here. Like I said, I'm hoping, don't forget about our laser etching stuff when it comes to scales and or anything else. Like I said, I do tumblers. I've got in stock all kinds of tumblers, 20 ounce, 32 ounce, 32 ounce growler type things, wine tumblers, coffee mugs, all vacuum sealed stainless steel. I've got 3 or 4 different size cutting boards now. Still do the LED lights. That stuff normally does start picking up on me here in November, so I do want to let y'all know about that. So, you know, find something you might want, let me know early. The earlier the better. Alright, give me a quick looky. Looking pretty good. Like I said, right now, all these, when I pull it wants to stretch those out, but all this will come together when I start adding on my outer rings and my stabilizing rings on the outside there. So that's why I'm kind of pushing it up, seeing what it's like. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to get some more purple cleaned up here. Now that I'm, maybe. I mean, we're only using 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to at least need double what we've done. And that leaves us at 12, so yeah, I'll probably clean it up a little more purple. Don't have a ton of purple anyway. Like I said, I've used a lot of my scale purples. Yeah, well, and red too. That's why I'm completely out of red. They've been out of stock. I haven't checked lately. I missed their old system at TRL again with when they were out of stock of something. You could sign up and you get an email when it came back into stock. And I loved that. Because anytime I was waiting on something, I didn't have to keep going and checking. And now I have to constantly go back. They might have some way of doing that. I'm not sure how it's set up to do that, if it can still do that, but I know it drives me nuts now that I can't more easily do what I was doing before without a stock stuff. Because every order for the past 3 years now, there's always something out of stock that I want to say that I didn't necessarily need, but there have been a few instances where there was a need It was out of stock. Customers were okay with the wait. One was Bobby, who comes in here on occasion and does stuff. We were waiting on freaking 1-inch round, either medallion or 1 hole. I had plenty of 4 hole, but it took forever to finally get the single hole. Still waiting on. I only have 2 colors of the no hole. Still waiting on the other colors to come available. So yeah, there's always a little something. But the old system, at least, I'd get an email saying, hey. And if it was something I'd already taken care of by finding it some other place or whatnot, it was fine. If it's still something I needed, I'd just jump on it. And I hate putting in any orders under 250 with TRL. I normally try to do a 250 order minimum. Gets a little bit better of a deal. Plus, normally, any given time, I'm going to need to restock on the stuff I'm getting anyway. So, I mean, it's not like I didn't need it. It wasn't like needed for a project, but it's something I was running low on, which is why today I went through. I actually started yesterday. Going through what I currently had in stock on my rings, what was in there, what I needed to get. And like I said, I've got 10, so that'd probably be 20, 30, 40, 50 different items, ring size, color, etc., one way or another, easily. And actually, it'll probably be more, because like I said, I haven't gone through my scales yet, small, medium, or large. I've only gone through the extra large, and that's because I wanted to work on this tonight. Then I have to go check my wall, my rolling wall of rings. To make sure anything that's on this list I don't have over there, but most time whenever I run low, I will go check. If I don't have it, it doesn't get refilled. If it doesn't get refilled, it means I'm out. So probably need a better system of doing that, but you know, it works for now. Alright. What did I... Okay. I was like, then how did I double that one up all of a sudden? It's got 2, it's got 2. Oh, Chiefs. I talked about when we were at our last event, there was another vendor there that had door, garage, window, tapestry hangings of Chiefs. Different players, different scenarios, different this, that. Talked about how I got one, and my daughter got me one, and they were holding door size. The thing that I really actually love about it and actually hate was I went to try to put these on the door. We only have one door in our whole house that it will fit on because it is so big. Normally when you see like a door poster or something, you get it and it's 2-3 foot short on the tall on this side, 6 inches on each side wide. That's what I expected in a way. I mean, because that's how a lot of things are. But these things were true to form, were that size, 6 by 3 foot, and yeah, they won't fit my doors. I got one door fits on, front door, so I got one hanging there. I don't know where I'm going to hang them now. I was actually trying to mount that on the door today, and then that's when I ran into it going, yeah, it's not, my door's not wide enough. Tried even the back door here, goes to the outside, and it would kind of fit it, but it would overhang so much I'd be afraid it's going to get caught in 1, the hinge, 2, the handle's going to be in the way, and the way my kids are with this door down here when they come out with trash or litter or whatever, just asking for problems. So I'm like, well, that ain't gonna work. So I got some hooks hung up on the front door, so when it's game day, I can hang up either my Kelsey or the other one. Got the vaulted ceiling in the kitchen, and this big wall we hardly ever put anything on. We put on it at Christmas time. There's some already screws that are in the wall, so I use the finger longers, the grippers, whatever you want to call them, to put them up on the on these hooks, and after Christmas they come off, and that's playing the rest of the year. And I was like, Mom, I put them there. Excuse me. I thought for sure I was going to get an immediate no out of the way. But I didn't. So I was confused, and I stopped talking because I was like, I don't want to push it because maybe I can get these hung up there. And then I was also telling her, I was thinking about putting some hooks up in the ceiling right here behind me, and I could just have 2 draping 6-foot giant banners of cheese behind me for my streams. But it's still something I could possibly do, but I don't necessarily be... Man, I'm going to have to put them up, take them down every week anyway, as is, since I don't have any place, unless I hang them up in the kitchen vaulted area, which I would have no problem doing, but, you know. I let the wife pretty much have decorating decisions when it comes to most places in the house, so... Now, I do get one wall in the bedroom, and that's got my giant nice eagle picture that I've had for 20-some-odd years now. I've got a couple little puzzles now hanging up there on there she doesn't care for. I have my stuffed alien, my little green alien guy. He sits up there, and my gobbler, my gallbladder, a stuffed gallbladder that kids got me when I had my gallbladder removed years and years ago. So I've got that. I know that it kind of drives the wife nuts, but she lets me have that, and I do have a little bit of stuff on my dresser. I've got a few bottles of pop, collector cans, a few things I made, a few things kids made. I should have grabbed that other one. I don't know. I'm going to have to... Where are we at here? I'm at 41. Like I said, I might end a little bit early tonight. We might not make the hour just to give me more time, because I think the game starts at 7:20, 7:25. I do need to grab something to munch on. I need to go to the bathroom. Get most of this shut down. I'll probably wait to shut down a good portion of it until after the stream or after the football game, but I might do a little bit of it during the game here and there when there's commercial breaks. But, yeah. Let's see, if I go on the singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, it's gonna how it probably can't see on any of these, but it really opens up here. Once you tuck them back in is where you're gonna get your actual good length style out of it. So also trying to put in there, we'll be building a Japanese style neck portion up here, the little triangle that comes up, and then the part goes around the neck. I normally do those at the end when I decide to change and mess with the colors. See, this puts it about at a foot by the time I get the sides on. So if I needed to go, I probably need 6 minimum of the doubles. In my mind, that makes sense. In yours, it might not. I have a lot of weird things I have in my own head that, you know, I'm sure everybody has their own certain ways of thinking of things, and when you try to say that to somebody else, they're like, huh, what? But you know what you're saying and what your thought process is to get to that point. There are a lot of things I'll be, you know, upstairs and I'll be around the wife or the kids, and sometimes I'll just say random stuff out loud, and I get it why it's going to make no sense to them, because it's nothing to do with any kind of conversation we're having. But in my head, I'm doing this or that, calculating. And, you know, same way as when I had my own names for different weaves, because I didn't know they had names. I just kind of gave them what I thought. So, I forget what they call the things when you try to remember certain things where you could put a song to it or whatever. I had that kind of same thing, but I used it with words to remember how to spell certain words. As a kid, I always had a problem with several words, and so I figured out mnemonic device. Is that what they call it? I don't quite remember. But Together was one that got me. It got me in grade school, and it wasn't until I was in high school that finally it was like, to remember how to spell it, I had to just say to get her. And that's how you spell it. It's to get her. Put it all together, it becomes together. And I taught the kids that when they were young, and it drives them nuts now. They're like, I can't think of how to spell it any other way. If I think of that word, that's the first thing I think is to get her. Wednesday was another one I had a hard problem until high school. I don't know why, but if I sound it and just go Wednesday, I can do it. It's like champagne. It seems like there's other letters in it unless I go champagne. Then I can figure out how to spell it. I have a whole plethora of words like that used to give me problems, so I had to figure out some way of doing it, and they just kind of stick with me sometimes. Sometimes they don't always work. There are things that I thought of going, hey, I'll remember it this way, and then I didn't. But, later on, I'll figure out a different way. I think the biggest problem when I go to spell together anymore is not putting the spaces in it. When I'm writing it, it's less of a problem than it is when I'm typing it. If I'm typing it, space always seems to want to jump in there. But if I'm writing it out, normally don't have a problem. I would say almost because you normally write in cursive, but I'm not a cursive writer either. I just use a bunch of letters. My cursive sucks, always has. In high school, used to drive our teachers nuts. We're going to knock you grade down at least 1.5 to 2 points right off the bat if you don't use cursive. I can use cursive, but how many points am I going to get knocked off if you can't read what I wrote? Because my cursive was awful. So, I took the point deduction because of not writing in cursive, but like I said, I kind of had to. It's just kind of how it worked for me. Otherwise, you weren't going to be able to read what I wrote. Anytime I wanted to, we actually played a few jokes on some band members here and there, writing notes and this and that, playing around with different people. And if it needed to be written that nobody would know who it was, everybody knew my normal handwriting because most people cursive, I wasn't. So I was a drum major, so a lot of people seen my handwriting from this or that. But to get away with not knowing anybody could figure out whose handwriting it was to have me write it in cursive. Nobody could figure it out. I've seen everybody's handwriting, and this doesn't match anybody's. Yeah, it's because y'all don't write in cursive. Can't really read half of it either. Well, that's because I don't write in cursive. Let's see, so that's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to have to pull out that other one. Since I'm not putting in my side ones right now, it's kind of hard to gauge my sides. So I'll pull out my other tie and then use it as my gauge to know how many. I know I have it probably written down in my book too, but my books have expanded. I now have 2 giant 500-page books completely stuffed. I've got 250 small ones stuffed. I've got a third one now, or a third bigger one now that I've started on. So I need to get it somewhere, somehow computerized, digitally, so I can easily find it. Because anytime I go to look for stuff anymore, the best way for me to figure it out is to guess on when I built it, and then that gives me a general idea of what book I should go to. Okay, was it pre, 2003? Okay, that's in that book. 2003 to 10? Okay, that's this book. 10 to 15, this book, It's about have to break them down and try to figure it out, and sometimes I'm way off. I think I'm in the right year, and I'm like, okay, that was, by the time I find it, it was like, okay, I was 5 years off. How in the hell did I do that? We are at our 50. We didn't do our halfway thing, but I do think I'm probably going to go ahead and just kind of start doing my ending spiel, and once we get done, we'll start closing up. So I do want to thank everybody for, if you watched this live or if you're watching this later, I do appreciate it either way. I know we've had people drop in. No comments that I'm seeing, so if I missed any comments tonight, I'm completely sorry about that. But I do thank everybody that does drop in. Like I said, if you just drop in for a little bit to see what's going on and go on your way, that's all good. If you stick around and watch the whole thing later, that's all good too. But anytime, any point in time, you can give those like, thumbs up, shares, all that good stuff. Like I said, any of those help get us on more people's walls that follow us, because everybody that follows us doesn't always have our stuff show up on the walls unless you interact with our webs or with our pages. So don't forget to go check out our pages. Always trying to post new and different things there, so go check those out. Don't forget to subscribe and find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. If you're not getting any notifications one way, you get it the other way. I personally don't get any notifications anymore through Facebook for my own stuff, which kind of sucks, because when it did, I knew I was working. But I still get them through my email, letting me know that I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So let's see here. We'll put this one in. I'll try to call that one quits after that. So tonight is Monday night. We are ending early, like I said, because Chiefs game. And I don't think we have to worry about it anymore. I don't think we have another Thursday night game or a Monday night game. I think we have a few Sundays, but shouldn't have to tweak our stream anymore. But that'll bring us back here on Wednesday night. Like I said, Wednesday will be a Small Project Wednesday. Try to figure out something. Yeah, if I get some scales in, maybe we'll do some linear, I can't even say the word now. Linear scale earrings out of some of the earrings I'm getting from Steampunk Garage. Let's see, so yeah, that'll be Wednesday. Otherwise, hopefully you all have a good week. Hopefully I have a good night and we get a Chiefs win. I know if you're not a Chiefs fan, I'm sorry. But if you're a Raiders fan, I'm sorrier. If that is such a thing. Let's get up over here to our front, our ugly face cam. There we go. That's front cam. There we go. So, like I said, we're going to go ahead and kind of start closing up for tonight. A little early, but football game. I can't pass up. Got my Chiefs gear on. Ready to get me some Chiefs skin. Go get me some food. Try to have a good night with a good win. So, otherwise, again, I know I'm kind of rambling on. We'll be back on Wednesday night for Small Project Wednesday. Maybe show off a few ties. I'm sure I'll finish up some of this tonight, tomorrow. So, otherwise, I hope you all have a great night, great week. If we don't catch you Wednesday or Thursday, have a great weekend too. So, have a great night. Go Chiefs. Peace.